Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for episode 4 of The Penguin. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way, shall we? To leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on The Penguin, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into The Penguin, shall we? So, it feels like week after week after week, I just keep going, okay, this is the best episode of the season. No, this is the best episode of the season. And now we are here, and again, I am saying this may be the best episode of the season. I honestly think it is a lock. And, I needed it. Let me tell y'all right now, I needed this episode to be good. Because after watching this atrocity of a performance on Sunday, to settle down and watch the Penguin, I remember actually telling the people I was watching the game, I was like, well, at least I got the Penguin at 8 o'clock, so I'm not going to end my day watching something good. I just didn't know how good this would be. I mean, holy shit. Sophia Falcone, played by Christy Maltanati. I do not know if I'm saying her name right. Give her all of the Emmys. I mean, this episode, as good as the direction was, as great as the cinematography was, it is really the performance of her that really carries this episode all the way through, to the point where when I went online and just to see the reactions from it on Twitter, I was very shocked to see that some people didn't like it. That they weren't a fan, that this was a focus on her. This was her episode because, they're like, well, the show's called The Penguin. We need to see more of The Penguin. And I'm not here to tell you that you should or shouldn't like an episode. Hell, you know what? In the beginning, I think I was with y'all. I think this episode started off a little bit slow for me personally, just as far as pacing-wise. But to see her go from as innocent as you can be, living in a mob family, to this crash and burn that she goes through, being backstabbed by her family, by her own father, and then seeing how she turns into the Hangman, this mad woman who just goes ape and is very, very visceral to all of her enemies and how she can't trust anyone. I think it was so important for the Penguin character because, yes, she is our antagonist, but she's only the antagonist due to the actions that Oz did. If Oz doesn't tell on her, now granted, the way they play that scene in the car where he's like, look, Sophia, you probably shouldn't be doing that. And then she goes, you're my driver, so now driving. You see that Falcone in her actually being provoked. And you do see it quite a bit sometimes. I think and the way that it's played when she is the innocent girl, she has that one moment where, you can see the killer instinct in her, like, you're my driver, no one cares what you think, now just drive. And then when Oz comes in, he's actually dressed up. She goes, who let you in? Like he was a dog. Again, now it's not how she meant to perceive it, but that's just how, she was raised up to be. And like you can see why Oz would turn on her and be like, look, you know what? I tried everything I could. You act like you actually cared about me. You even said that, don't call me the Penguin because I don't like it. Like you actually back me up. But you hurt me. So therefore, I'm going to backstab you. And again, but how he turned on her does not justify everything that she goes through within Arkham. And I'm just like, man, just come clean. Just say, not come clean, but just say you did it, just so you don't have to go through the shock therapy anymore. It will end faster for you. It was and how it just ends with I told you I am innocent. And then we cut back into the real time where you see, okay, now here she is, and you understand everything she's coming from. And now, where it's placed too, where I think is so strong, is because now that we are at the halfway point, this is the end of the first half, we begin the second half starting next week, and we understand where both our protagonist and our antagonist are coming from. Now, who is the protagonist and who's the antagonist? That's for us to decide and whose team we're going to be on. And I have to say, I think I may be on Team Sophia to start off this. I mean, I really did respect how she did take her whole family out. Like, that whole scene at the dinner table, she sits at the head of the table, she's mocking the current head of the table, the Falcone family, where he's making a speech and have the food in her mouth, playing with the kid, and then taking his speech away from him. And how you just see how she's telling everyone, look, this is what y'all did to me. I'm going to start fresh. And she's letting them know, I'm going to kill you all. And then she takes the kid, so she shows mercy. So therefore, she has some mercy. As for Oz in episode 1, He has no problem letting a kid die. Granted, that was a teen, and this was an actual child, but still, I think Sophia is playing more of the face in this story than as opposed to the heel, to use wrestling terms. But man, everything that this show is doing, again, is just going down the basic psychology and understanding these characters and understanding their motives is why the show just continues to climb up and up and up, that this very well be my favorite show of the year so far. You know, House of the Dragon, to me, was absolutely great. I think it was very underrated. I don't see why it got so much hate from the current landscape of people who review television, such as myself. The Boys was also phenomenal, was a good contender for the top. And then Shogun was another phenomenal TV show. But this show, the way that they are really understanding the psychology of all the characters, to me, it may just top them all. And I am just having a great ball. I have no notes whatsoever. I thought this was absolutely fantastic. But what did y'all think? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. Leave a like if you made it this far. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button. As I am trying to grow into my YouTube career, I would greatly appreciate it. To me, again, this was just another phenomenal episode. No notes. Give Kristen all of the awards possible. I think it sets up the second half of this season absolutely perfectly, because now we understand where everyone is coming from. The chess pieces are there. Now it's all about execution. Until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.